Like mentioned in the podcast, we are going to have a quick look into the Clear framework for AI prompting, which is basic prompting, which is amazing if you want to start creating some very efficient prompt. Um, so we have the Clear framework. So it will allow you to be building something probably more solid and get better answers. C for clarify the goal. Okay, what is the purpose of your prompt? That's very, very important here. For example, create a vocab quiz for beginners level and French students. L for level and audience. Who is it for? In this case here, this quiz is for Year 7 students who have learned basic greetings and common nouns. E for examples and context. What background or context does AI need? An example include words related to school supplies and classroom objects. The format should be multiple choice. Again, you have the possibilities of choosing what you would like it to look like. Action and format. Again, how should the output be structured? Again, you want what? Maybe here you want to have a quiz, a 10 question multiple choice quiz with answer key. You could have maybe a fill in the blank or anything like that, something of your choice, whatever is going to be working for your learners or something that you want. And R for review and refine. So this is probably the most important step. You really want to review all the content generated by your AI, by your large language model. So accuracy, bias, relevance, and make necessary adjustments you need. Obviously, not to take things for granted. You want to make sure that everything that you want it to have and is great, and you also want to make sure that the content is absolutely fine with no bias or and lack of accuracy. Okay, here I am into ChatGPT. I could be using Claude or any Gemini or any other large language model. What I'm going to do now is I've got my clear template that I've updated. So I'm just going to copy and paste. And you can see that I'm going to be creating a quiz for A2 level English learners. Okay. And we are going to be trained to create the exercise with the prompt. Okay. So let's see what it's going to be coming up with. It's about the weather. You can see it's kind of a canvas type of thing, which is great, and you can update and ask questions about it. So I requested two types of exercises. I requested that it should give me an explanation of what rain, fog and snow, thunder, storm and temperature, with three possibilities to explain what the term is about and not with an equivalent. And the second part is I just wanted to have an English word and I wanted them to change that into their native language. So obviously, if you're learning English, whatever, Spanish, French, Italian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever, Arabic, whatever you fancy, okay? So this is nice and simple. Then obviously you have the answer underneath there, and this is going to be changing according to whatever your language is. So with a nice little prompt, it really managed to be getting me something really, really solid about a vocab quiz on the weather in English. Okay, now it's a bonus one, so hopefully you're going to be able to practice with the frame and practice the clear. So just get out whatever you need to get. But now I'm going to show you something which I've always found difficult to get and tried to get in the large language models, such as ChatGPT or Claude that I usually use to create a vocab test with some vocab that you actually give, and with half of the vocab in English used and half of the vocab in French used, and not doing some repetitions and things like that. So I think I've got now a good prompt I managed to create. If you don't know this, and if you want to keep your prompts handy, there's something called canned replies. So that was, as ever mentioned by the fantastic Joe Dale, it's a Google extension you can find. So canned replies is something where you can actually store different things. Usually it's not made for prompts. It could be something to answer emails with the same formulas and stuff like that. But here, I just put the prompt and it works really, really nicely, like advised by Joe. So here I've got my vocab test prompt that will be very, very happy to share with you after in the video in YouTube. So I click on this, I put it in a clipboard, then it's quite a long one, but it explains very nicely what you want. So following your clear framework, okay, the instructions, the example, the format I really want, and obviously I want the answer key, part A, part B, and things like that. So you have that. Obviously you have to put a vocab into it. So two things we are going to be doing. If you already have some vocab handy, you can pop in there. So on in a Word document, something like that, you can upload it. What I do also, what you can do is if you go on Quizlet, for example, and you have people who've already put there, or this is one of my Quizlet here with vocab on home and furniture. So you can go into the export function. So if you go into more, then you go into export and you copy the text. So you have all your vocab there down there. Now I am going to go back now into ChatGPT, and I'm going to be putting my vocab underneath so it can actually knows with what to work with. It will have all the vocab there, okay, that I needed, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to do the job now. So hopefully, with a bit of magic, it's going to work out. So you can see also you have numbers, your lines already, and puts in the canvas also again, so I can copy and paste, but also I can change spellings and all sorts myself if I need to do that. There's quite a large vocabulary, is about 40 words, 41 words. It's quite a lot of them. It would be like for end of unit type of test, even though sometimes it's better to be doing some chunks instead of doing individual words, different techniques, different people. Okay, so you can see that he's done a great job. Appartement Benoit. It would probably be better if you have the le or la in front of it, but in the vocab it's not there. So obviously you can add it, but it's always better to have the article, I think, anyway, so if any of it's masculine or feminine. Then you have the answer key also after that. And if we check bathroom, do we have salle de bain there? You probably have to thoroughly check that there are no repetitions, that all the words that you wanted are there. In that case, I think there really are. And you also have the answer key, which is usually quite useful. And you got English to French, and you have that also written down there. So really nice and quick way of getting a vocab test that you can copy and paste and put into Microsoft Word and do whatever test you want. If you want a written test, or you can probably do that in another way, whatever works for you. I hope the podcast and the video have been useful for you. Just let us know how it goes, share your ideas, share your outcomes, and see you next time.